this is Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. This roller coaster is probably how Vekoma is gonna make it to the U.S. This is their roller coaster that will probably turn this into, who knows, a Wildcat model. I don't even know. It really. This is probably the best roller coaster for Dollywood because they don't have too many family attractions. I mean, yeah, they have Dragon Flyer and Fire Chaser Express, but I feel like those are more family. Like, they feel more like kids coasters. I mean, 6-year-olds are riding Fire Chaser Express. Dragon Flyer's probably just a little bit more, but I mean, you got, if you're gonna go from Fire Chaser, then Dragon Flyer, and then like Wild Eagle. I mean, kids aren't gonna ride Wild Eagle. That thing's giant. I mean, does it do anything? No, but I mean, that is one of the most like wow, like intimidating to look at. I mean, as a seasoned enthusiast, we're not really scared of B&M Wing Coaster. I mean, but then you have like Thunderhead. Oh, that one kids coaster. What's that? And then you have Whistlepunk. Inside of Thunderhead's. Inside of Thunderhead. But it's like tiny. That's like a kid's coaster. That's a really tiny kid's coaster. So yeah, I mean, this was really a perfect fit. I mean, it was the most expensive investment, which to me, I was thinking, if I would be going with a $25 million roller coaster, I would not be thinking it would be a Vekoma family coaster, but I mean, I guess steel is expensive at this point because, like, you have like wood coasters. You don't see as many because apparently wood has went up. I mean, it's called inflation. But let's talk about the area this occupies. So it's right above Timber Canyon. It is in the newest section, Wildwood Grove. It is in the back of Wildwood Grove. This ride is almost 4,000 feet long. We have a max height of 66 feet you reach right here after the third launch. Max speeds of 48 miles an hour. You hit that on your you hit that on your third LIM boost. And then you have probably my favorite part of the ride is the back Piscetti Bowl. A weird thing about this roller coaster is when you hit the third launch, you notice it the most, where you have the e-stop brakes, then you have the LIM, and then you have more e-stop brakes, and it kind of stalls out. You really notice this with the third launch. You don't notice it at all with the first launch. Not really at the second launch either, but that third launch is really just like, what? Like, why does it do that? I came here, I don't know, I went opening year. Well, it's not possible not to, it's 2023. But I went on August 20th. We had 2 days, so I rode this around, I don't remember the hours. I think it was sometime around 12 when I rode this for the first time. But man, this is no rough spots. The only thing is the track. Just something about it. It just looks kind of track. But if I was in charge of Dollywood, would I had picked Big Bear Mountain? Probably. Actually, yeah. I would go, but when I'm thinking family, I'm thinking I'm not gonna go with Gerstlauer. You got Fire Chaser Express across the Midway. you just got Dragon Flyer, so Vekoma possibly, and that's what we ended up getting. But you also have B&M's making family coasters with Mandrill Mayhem, the one at a Legoland park, and I think, and the Antarctica coaster, I forgot the name, the one at SeaWorld Orlando opening next year, and Phoenix Rising. I'm not gonna do a video about those, but that's something with this park. And this park doesn't really have that many competing parks. I mean, you have King's Dominion, which is not really even remotely close. I mean, Silver Dollar City's a good 6.5 hours away still. I mean, probably your closest park you're gonna get to is probably King's Dominion. They don't really have that great of a family coaster. I mean, yeah, you have Backlot Stunt Coaster, but like, it's not even that great of a ride. Okay, why am I getting off? In this area, you also have a bear ride. It's really funny, but there's a little bear ride for your local 3-year-old. And so basically, these kids, they get this ride, and there's only a height requirement of 39 inches. So you only, I feel like they said max kids of 4 years old would be able to ride this, because I'm pretty sure. Okay, I think this had something to do with the with Aquaman over at Six Flags Fiesta over Texas. But they said, I think you would be tall enough to ride if you were born in 2019. That's great. It was announced in 2019 into 2020. It never opened because you know what happened in 2020, and it got pushed back in 2021 and 2022. And then it finally opened in 2023. But okay, let's go through the layout here. So you start off with your first launch out of the station. You go through some outer banks, and then you go through the waterfall where you hear the bear roar. This is probably the most intense part. It's not even intense. It's a turn right over the water. Then you have some S-curbs low to the ground, headed down. There's the bear ride station right there. Then you hit your third launch, where you hit your max speed of 48 miles an hour. You head into your max height, 66 feet, is a turnaround. Well, it's not really a turnaround, but then you go into my favorite part, the back Piscetti Bowl. So you have all these twists and turns. It's pretty fast, and right here, you have a double down. Does it do anything? No. Don't expect any airtime. Then go into a sharp turn down in and under the pathway where the bear roars and hit the brakes. And this ride has onboard audio, so that's pretty good too. So there's onboard audio, and one thing is the landscaping looks really good. They planted a lot of grass around. Theming in the queue's really good. So you start out in your car, which looks like a Jeep, and you're headed out on an adventure to find Big Bear. And once you're heading out and you're running from Big Bear, and you never actually find Big Bear. You right about here, it says, "Is that Big Bear?" But you'll never know for sure. So you never actually find Big Bear. They need like a statue out somewhere that's just like a bear. It'd be hilarious. But before I ever went to Dollywood, when this roller coaster was, I've been to Dollywood a lot, but before this roller coaster was here, I didn't go till August, and I didn't even know where the station was. I was like, I didn't even get to it, and then I got there, and it's back a while. And there's still a lot of expansion room back there behind the train track. So they could really do something with this area. And to be honest, landscaping, great. The only thing is I love colors. Onboard audio is great. Um, and this is really where Vekoma has found their thing. They're going into the U.S. They're finally going to the U.S. So what if we see, I don't know, something like Phonics or something like Left Coaster, or I know they have a couple other cool ones. I think there could be like, and this one uses LIMs instead of LSMs, so we could see more launch coasters, and S&S came out with their Axis. So I don't know. The amusement industry has had a crazy year. I feel like the next 3 years are gonna be crazy because Dollywood, we already know they're gonna get something big in 2026, and plus Lightning Rod just shut down till next year because they're removing the launch, and I wasn't able to make it, but rest in peace, Lightning Rod's launch. But that's about it for Big Bear Mountain in Dollywood and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and let's see if we can get more.